Akhil, when you were launched,
Yeah.
as you were expected to be, because that's what happens everywhere, right? This first film
Yeah.
got a huge build up. Everybody
Yes.
wanted to see what it was.
Yeah.
Got a huge initial, and then something didn't quite pan out.
Yeah, I did.
You just said from the mistakes I've made.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the mistakes that you made?
Well, I think, that was 10 years back.
Yeah.
And the hype and the buzz around the film at that point was obviously because of whose son and grandson I
Yeah.
was. Nothing to do with me
Yeah.
whatsoever. But coming from the lineage came the buzz, but the carelessness, coming to the topic of carelessness is, I feel that when you're putting out content, I feel that we must respect the fact that the audiences are very intelligent.
Uh-huh.
They're not going to watch any nonsense that you put out. And that's when responsible filmmaking comes in. And I feel that we are progressing to a phase now, coming from that topic to now, if you look at Lennon, I can't tell you how much my team and me respect the audience.
Right.
We've, in Telugu, we say, "Bollu deggara pettukoni pani chestunam." We have taken everything very seriously and tried to give the best content out
Okay.
for the release because we respect the audience. We understand everyone is intelligent. They're exposed to such unbelievable content domestically, internationally, and you cannot fool them. So you better be very, very careful when you put out something.
So, isn't this a kind of taken for granted thing? Because one thing that surprised me was when Agent released and it
Yeah.
didn't do well,
Yeah.
there was a note put out by the producer that you started filming without a bound script.
Yeah. Yeah.
What exactly happened then?
Sir, see, the thing is, again, a lesson learned from a mistake. You develop or you hear an idea or a script, technically a narration,
Right.
but bound scripts, I'm talking about from scene A to scene Z, A to Z, all the scenes written down in a screenplay format, gives the team, which is other than the actual person making the film, which is the director, it gives the rest of the team a lot of clarity
Right.
to do their job, which is make the film along and
Yeah.
support the film. Without that bound script and without the clarity for an associate director, for an AD, for maybe even the music director, maybe even some of the action choreographers, if they don't have access to what content we are making, what happens is then there is a vision trying to be supported, but everyone has their own version of it.
Yeah.
So that is where the unprofessional filmmaking comes in. And I feel when the producer had put out that note, rightfully said, we didn't have a bound script locked in that format.
Right.
It was a progressive script. On the go of shoot, we had few changes for whatever reasons. Now, I am never going to sit in this chair today and tell you I blame this person, I blame that person. I take equal blame for it. And like I said, lesson learned from your mistake, because when you make a film, you're making it together. If I have a hit, if I deliver a hit, I'm going to walk away with all the credit.
Yeah.
I damn well take the blame when I fail.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that about the brown script, because you just spoke about lineage. With your grandfather's films,
Yeah.
with your father's films,
Yeah.
many of them,
Yeah.
I'm not saying all of them, many
Absolutely
of them
right.
were do it as you go along.
Absolutely
I mean,
right.
they had a line, they had
Yes.
an overall
Yes.
sense of what the thing
Yes.
was,
Yes.
but what was actually being shot was
Yeah.
sometimes written on that day and given to them. and
I've heard many stories of this.
Yeah.
Which I totally understand. I feel that stakes have changed now, sir.
Okay.
The numbers of films, we're making not 5, 10, 15 crore films anymore. 50, 60, 70, 100, 200, 300, depending on the market of the star or whatever may be.
Okay.
The stakes are too high to take things for granted. I feel back then, maybe, and I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way, I totally understand how they went on the go figuring the film out together.
Yeah.
But sir, when your stakes are 70, 80, 90, 100 crores, that's a lot of money for a man to invest into a film, and you can't leave things to chance.
Right.
At least let him have his clarity.
Yeah.
The producer deserves that respect. And if you don't have a professional structure to making these massive films, you could go wrong. And why are you leaving it to chance? At least let him have his clarity of what project he's making.